This is Information Technology for class 12 and the subject code is 802. This is your textbook Database Management Applications. Let us have a recap of the earlier session. In the earlier session, you have learned application of database management systems in the following fields like education, banking, hospitals, government sector, companies, e-commerce, airlines, railways, telecommunications and hotels. And if you could recollect what you have learned, the database management system in the field of education was helpful for storing information such as the student details and what are the marks and results. All these things have been taught to you regarding the field of education. And we have also discussed about the OMR sheet, how marking schemes can move on, and then statistical reports of students who have appeared, who have passed, average marks, centums, all these things have been taught to you in the field of education. In the field of banking, for storing information about customers like personal details such as address, age, PAN card details, occupation, so on and so forth. So that is another advantage. And also passbook printing, when you place your passbook in that machine, passbook printing machine, all the details, whatever is stored in your account details, all those details will be printed and it will be given to you. And in hospitals, for maintaining information regarding patients, their personal details, health records, hospitalization date, so on and so forth, and also for storing information regarding doctors, nurses, those are confidential details that are stored in hospitals. And also uses of computers in the field of science and technology, how government sector is using computers, like for storing details of electoral roll. Since India is a democratic country, every 5 years the elections will be conducted and all types of taxes, income tax, sales tax, all those details have to be given by the government to the citizen of India. And for storing details of PAN cards, Aadhaar cards, vehicle registration, so on and so forth. So government is also using our computers in their own fields, and also e-commerce for storing information regarding products such as price, quality, quantity, manufacturing date, sellers. And in this session you will be learning briefly about this e-commerce, the online shopping details. And also in airline sector, the computers are used for storing information such as the flight details, flight arrival time, departure time, fares, passenger details, passenger capacity, number of bookings, number of cancelled tickets, etc. And even in railways, you are quite aware that IRCTC portal, we have discussed briefly about this IRCTC portal, how to book your tickets without the help of your elders. And you may also check the PNR status about those tickets. And in the field of telecommunication, how information can be stored in communication networks, customer records, call records, their billing cycle, whether they made the bill or not, bill payment or not, all these details can be easily you can gather it from the computer. And hotels, for storing information regarding the guests, check-in time, check-out times, duration of stay, whether the rooms are available, all these details are taught to you in the earlier class. But now in today's session you will be doing a case study about a shopping website. You will have a clear idea of how a shopping website will be functioning. And number two, entities involved in making a shopping website. That is the case study that you are going to learn today. Number 3 is the category table. What are the fields that are needed for the category table? What are the fields that are needed for the product table, customer table, seller table, wish list table, order table, shipment table, and payment table. So these tables, like from point number 3 to point number 10, these tables are very important, or you may also call it as the resource materials for doing this shopping website, because the whole 360-degree of the shopping website is based on this, based on the transaction, based on the insertion, modification, deletion of all the fields that are available in the tables that are mentioned in serial number 3 to 10. And finally, how this overall functionality of a shopping website works. This is what you are going to learn in this session. We will quickly move on to the session. Let us go through the introduction part. You have 8 points in this. Online shopping is fast gaining importance as more and more business houses are implementing websites providing functionality for performing commercial transactions over the web, because the transaction is moving in electronic medium. So the shopping is very fast, and it should be a reliable one, it should be a secured one, so no fraud is involved in doing so. So that is very important. Point number 2, it is responsible for to say that the process of shopping on the web is becoming commonplace. Third point, the objective of this case study is to develop a general purpose online store where product like menswear, women and kids fashion, home decor and furnishing, kitchen appliances, health and sports, clothes, grocery, etc. So all these things will fall under the main category of category table, where all these details will be clearly given, can be bought from the comfort of home through the internet. So it is a online medium. And point number 4, an online store is a virtual store. Virtual store means you cannot enter, you cannot touch and feel. You will sit at home and you will access the products that are available there. You can see the products, you can see the size, and you can also see the offer price, what is the discount that is available. All these things are part of the virtual store, where you cannot go actually physically, but you can stay at home and you can purchase the products by looking at it on your laptop or a desktop or a mobile. On the internet, where customers can browse the catalog and select products of interest. Selected items may be collected in a shopping cart. Shopping cart is nothing but you make a wish list. For example, you want to purchase some dresses for you. You make a wish list of all those details, and after you make a wish, before payment it will move on to the shopping cart, and soon after the payment it will be shipped to your residential address. So that is called as the shopping cart, where that is the place where all the details are stored before purchase. At checkout time, the items in the shopping cart will be presented as an order. At that time, more information will be needed to complete the transaction. What is the more information that here it is dealt with is, you need to give your details of credit card, whether the mode of payment is through debit card or credit card or cash on delivery, so on and so forth. And usually the customer will be able to fill or select a billing address, a shipping option, and payment information such as credit card number or debit card number, or it can be the fund transfer option that is given by many banking sectors. An email notification is sent to the customer as soon as the order is placed. So when you need an email notification, you need to be a member, you need to become, you need to sign in, sign up page. You have to fill in the details of your details, and then only you will be able to, you will be given access to that shopping site, so that you can make a purchase. And soon after that, your contact details of phone and email, one notification from that particular shopping site will be intimated to you about the payment made, about where the tracking that product, whether it has reached you or how many kilometers it is away from you. All those details are dealt with. So this is very important. All 8 points in introduction. This is how this online shopping works. And as I told you, the e-shopping website will be having the preliminary details of a home page. A home page can also be called as a startup page. Number 2, about us. About us is nothing but the company profile. Number 3, catalog page. Catalog page, as I discussed earlier, it's about the categories that are available, whether the category is for a men or women or for newborn babies, so on and so forth. And 4 is the order us page. Here this order us page will have that shopping cart, your wish list, all those details are associated with that order us page. And 5th one is contact us, where that particular company vendor is nothing but the person who is the seller can be called as a vendor. His details will be given in the contact us details. And admin page is the owner of that particular, the administrator of that particular web page. Shopping page is called as the admin page. Login page can be for the user, ordinary user, or if it is an admin, it will be the admin page, where the admin will have all the rights to add a product, to delete a product, to modify a product, include discount prices, and bulk orders, shipment details. All those things are associated with the admin page. The normal user will have limited priorities, like he can able to view the product, he can send the product to the wish list, he can purchase the product by ordering that, and then shipment page will also be, the access will be given to the normal user. Register page is for the new user. For example, a new customer want to buy something, so he has to register in that website with his credentials of his name, date of birth, his Aadhaar card number. All those details will be asked, so that after scrutiny he will be given access to the shopping site. Track your order page. Track your order is nothing but after you make a purchase, you will be given 2 business days, 3 business days, it will be delivered to you. And if there is any delay, with that number, a number will be given to you, tracking number. With that tracking number, you can actually check where that particular product is located as of now, how many kilometers away from you, what time the courier person will come and deliver the product to you. All these details will be available in track your order page. And finally, product review or the feedback page. Soon after your purchase, how do you feel about that product, whether that is a tampered one, whether any damage is there, whether you like it. And it will ask for a feedback with 5-star or 1-star or 2-star. It is up to you to give a review about the product, so that the admin of that particular web page will know which vendor or seller of the product is really making entry of a good product, or whether he is selling the damaged product. So his review, his reputation of the vendor or the seller will be based on the feedback that is given by the person who has already used it. And any member can register and view available products. Only registered members can purchase multiple products regardless of quantity. Contact us page is available to contact admin for queries. This is very important when the product is not reaching, or when the product is a damaged one. If you want reimbursement or if you want to send back the product, you have to contact us through the admin only. There are three roles available. One is the visitor, user and admin. Visitor is nothing but a person who did not become a member, is just a visitor. So soon after he signs up that page, he'll be an authorized user to view the products that are available in the shopping site, and admin is the owner of the particular shopping site. Visitor can view available products, user can view and purchase. So look at the difference. Visitor can only view, so user, a registered user only can view and purchase the product. An admin has some extra privilege, including all privileges of visitor and user, which I have already told you. So admin can add products, edit product information and add or remove product. Admin can add user, edit user information and can remove user. Admin can ship order to user based on the order placed by sending a confirmation mail. So all these preliminary details are the fundamental steps that are available that has to be followed while you make a shopping website. This is the process flow, or how the online shopping website works on functionality of the online shopping website. This is very, very important. I will make sure you understand the whole concept. First one is the category here. So this category, as I told you, the category can be a men apparel or a women apparel or newborn babies or medical assistance for senior citizens. All those details of will be categorized based on the that group. It is called as the category: men's category, women's category, newborn babies category, senior citizen category. So this is the ultimate where all the products are kept here. Now here, coming back to this one, product is the particular product. It can be a cloth, it can be men's apparel, it can be a cap, or it can be an electronic item like laptop or mobile, etc. Lotions, all those details will be given here. But this one is the main category, whether it belongs to men or women or the newborn babies or for senior citizens. So I believe these two you understood. This is the product. It can be any product, but to whom it suits is given by the category of the particular thing. So these two are clear. Now I believe it is clear. And from here, look at this customer. This is the customer table. The customer, how do he reach this product? He reached this product through this route because customer places the order here and the order contains the product. How do you understand this? Because I am a customer, okay? I want to buy a product. For example, I want to buy a book. So how do I buy this book? I should make an order. In that order, I may choose 2 or 3 books under this wish list here, which is given below here, wish list. So in the wish list, I will select 2 or 3 books and it will have the name of the book, the product ID of the book, the author of the book, the price of the book, all those things are available. So the wish list will have, I have selected 2 or 3 books, and soon after that, as a customer, I order that. So the order copy, the bill copy will have the product details, all these things are available. So customer make an order so that he can buy a product. So this route is clear to you. Now this route is clear. Here you are, transaction is between 3 different tables, so that you must understand. But here transaction is between 2 tables. One is the product, the other one is to which category it belongs to, whether it belongs to men or women or newborn babies or for senior citizens. Hope this is very clear to you. And payment. So when you make a payment, it will ask for, here the payment is over here, it will ask for what kind of payment, whether it is you are going to pay it through credit card or debit card or cash on delivery or fund transfer. So once you do that, your order is placed, and once you place the order number will be given to you. Once the vendor or the seller gets the price for the product, he will send it to your address, that is called as the shipment. Hope this is also understood. That is, I repeat, soon after you make a purchase, payment through your credit or debit card or cash on delivery or the fund transfer, the order is made, and then the seller of that product will finally send the product to your residential address, which is called as the shipment. And they will also charge you for the traveling charges, VPP charges they will say. So even that hidden cost is also involved in that. Hope this is also clear to you. And I believe I have covered everything. One is the category and the product, that is one. How does this customer transaction is made to the product through an order? How this payment is moving through the shipment is through the order. And seller, as you know, the seller only will offer the product. Seller will only offer the product. So that is also very clear to you. And wish list also, once the customer is happy with his own wish list is nothing but my likes. I may like few things, I may dislike few things. So what I like, I will make it as a wish list, and soon after the payment, it will go to the shipping cart, and through the shipping cart, the order is placed, and once the order is placed, the shipment of the product will travel the customer's residential address. This is very important, because based on this only the functionality of this online transaction happens. Hope this is clear to you. Now here I have given you some of the shopping sites in India and some of the discounted. This is the advantage of having a online sale. So you don't have to travel to the shopping mall or the place during this pandemic. That is highly impossible. So you can always be at home, take the comfort at home, and then through online shopping, if you see any discount, if you are an authorized, if you have signed up with some of these companies that are available, shopping sites, they will give you a lot of they will intimate you through notification, through email or through an SMS or through WhatsApp, and soon after that you can do this. So in this section you will study database management application used in XYZ shopping site. It is mentioned as XYZ because as of now we do not have a name for it. You are about to create one as a case study that allows user to shop online by providing 24/7 access. So that is round the clock it is available. The website offers a wide range of products ranging from books, clothes, stationery, kitchen appliances to electronic items. A customer can select item to be purchased by putting them in shopping cart. And I am sure you understood what is called as wish list. Soon after you wish that product, you can make it to the shopping cart. The website also allows user to make a choice of the product by performing comparative analysis of the product. Comparative analysis is nothing but, for example, I choose a book in some site like Snapdeal or Home Shop 18 or Amazon.in. The same book will be sold in different prices. So that is called as price comparison, and based on your requirement you can choose the best price that you can buy and that is your decision in buying that is called as comparative analysis. You compare the price with different service providers and you can do the purchase. The order can be completed by choosing to pay through cash on delivery or credit or debit card or net banking. Once the payment is made, goods will be delivered at the address specified by the customer, which is called as shipment, which I have already told you. Now entities involved. Now below I have clearly given you, this is the category table. What is a category table? A category table will have the broad classification of to whom it will be suitable, whether it is suitable for men or whether it will be suitable for women or newborn babies or for senior citizen. So some of the fields that are needed is the category ID, the name of that category, and then the description of the category. And in the first lesson you understood what is the difference between char and varchar. Char maximum length is 1, character maximum length is 1. If you need more than 1 as a size, you can go for varchar. 20 is nothing but the length, maximum length that you can store for the name of the category, and 40 is the maximum size that you can store for a description. Hope this is very clear to you. And we'll move on to the next one. This is basically a table with preliminary field names, only 3 field names that are available. One is the category ID, which is an integer data type. It will have the category number and it is the primary key. You understood what is primary key. I have clearly taught you in unit 1. Primary key is nothing but it will not allow duplicate value. For example, in your class of 30 students, you cannot make a duplicate of roll number 1 twice, because attendance register will have only 30 students. The same student name cannot be repeated twice. Similarly, for admission number, you cannot have 2 admission number for 1 student. That is called as primary key. It uniquely checks the details, and if you are trying to load the same details once again, it will throw an error saying that it is a duplicate copy. Hope this is understood. Now the next one is the product table, and in this product table you have a foreign key as well. So I would like to recollect the first unit where we discussed about this teacher and department table. As you can see, the teacher ID is an integer and it is a primary key in teacher table. And if you could look at the last one, that is department number. As you can see here, the department number which is given in the teacher table is a foreign key depending upon the teacher table, but it is the primary key in the department table. Hope this is clear to you. The department ID over here is primary key for department table, but you have referred it here below. I am unable to pull it down, so kindly excuse me. So department number, which is an integer given over here, is supposed to be a foreign key, and below I have clearly given you foreign key department number references department ID. That means the ultimate idea is the foreign key is nothing but when you are referring a primary key of another table, that particular field name is called as the foreign key. I have clearly given you in boxes. In MySQL, a primary key is a single field or combination of field that uniquely defines a record. Uniqueness means it will not allow duplicate values. But here on the other hand, a foreign key is a field or collection of fields in one table that refer to primary key in another table. It is very clearly given here. Here department ID is primary key to department table, but here in teacher table it is called as the foreign key, and definition of foreign key is clearly given below. Hope this is clear to you. In the product table, which is in the next slide, I'll be able to clearly make you analyze the foreign key. Here, this is the product table. The product ID remarks, look at the name and remarks. The product ID over here is a primary key in that, but the category ID over here is considered as a foreign key because this category ID is a primary key in the first table, which is called as the category table. I believe you understood this concept. Before product key, I was discussing about this category table. In that category table, this category ID is a primary key, but in product table, it becomes the foreign key because you are referring a primary key of another table. And price you need, quantity you need, discount, brand is nothing but many companies offer different projects. I can buy a laptop in HP, I can buy the same laptop in Lenovo. So Lenovo, HP, IBM, Microsoft, these are different companies, even Acer, Compaq, these are different brands that offer a product. So brand is also very important. Color, seller ID, description. So here thing is very clear. You have to understand the difference between the primary key and a foreign key. Product number here is a primary key, but the category is collected from the category table. So the category ID is a foreign key with respect to the product table. Hope this is clear to you. And now we will move on to the third table, which is called as the customer table. Again, customer number over here is a primary key and there is no foreign key. So it is very clear. The customer ID is an integer, so you can type only numbers. Password, a maximum of 30 characters, and first name maximum of 20, last name maximum of 20, address, because address will have the street name, the location, the pin code. So the maximum address of the customer is set as 50 and email address 20, contact number 10. This is the third table, which is the customer table. We will move on to the fourth table, which is a seller table. Here seller table is given to you. Again here there is no foreign key, it is only the primary key. Seller underscore ID is a primary key. And next one is the wish list table. As I told you, it is depending upon your like or dislike. You may choose or you may omit few products. The one you liked it and chosen, you will make it as wish list, or you can call it as favorite product also. So that is called as wish list table. And here the customer ID that is from the customer table is carried out, and then product ID that is from the product table that is taken. So customer ID and product ID are the foreign keys with respect to the wish list table, and it will not allow duplicate value. So one customer, one product is purchased, so you cannot send two products to the same customer, which is a contradiction. So you are making it as a primary key as well. So no duplication will be there. If he has paid 100 rupees, one product will be delivered to him only if it is a primary key. So in this case, the customer ID and product ID are foreign keys with respect to the wish list table, but it will also act as the primary key because one customer will, for one payment, only one product will be sent to him. So that will be scrutinized with the help of the primary key concept. Hope this is clear to you. And the fifth table is called as the order table. As you can see here, you have a primary key which is order ID. here, which is the order ID. It is a primary key, and customer ID is pulled from the third table, so it is called as the foreign key. And even shipment ID will be pulled out from another table, which is shipment, which is the last table, 8th table, that is again a foreign key. And product ID, as I told you, it is pulled from the product table, which is the second table, it is the foreign key. So here you have one primary key and 3 foreign keys. Hope this is very clear to you. It is very clearly given to you, so I hope there won't be any doubt. The current status is whether it is delivered or pending. The final one is whether the current status is whether that particular product has reached the customer, or whether the shipment is in a delayed format. And shipment table, this is the last table, which is the shipment table, which is very that is the final response from the customer will be, the feedback of the customer will also be based on the shipment table, because if there is any delay, or if the product is not in good shape, whether it is a damaged one, if he writes a product review about that particular seller, the whole concept will be the reliability and the trustworthiness is based on this shipment table. So here the shipment ID is a primary key over here. This is a primary key, and there is no foreign key. So details about the shipment, such as name, location from which the order is dispatched, so all these things will be say, for example, if you are buying a product from Delhi, it has to reach to Chennai, so it has to reach different places. So based on that, the date will vary, the time of delivery will vary. So all those details, updated journey that the product has undergone, will be having in the details table. And finally, date of shipment, even time of shipment is crucial, so that will also be taken care in the shipment table. And payment table, this table is based on the transaction that is needed, because the customer will pay it through credit card or debit card, that will be taken care over here. And this payment ID over here, the payment ID that is over here is a primary key, and order ID is taken from the order table, which is the 5th table, so it is called as the foreign key. And mode of payment is very clearly given. It can be a voucher as well, need not be a credit card or debit card, it can be through e-voucher, gift voucher. If you are an gold member or platinum member, many shopping sites will give you e-gift vouchers, where you can take that and purchase the products. You can redeem few cash, you can make a purchase and get the discount out of that. That will be very useful for with respect to the e-gift vouchers. And this I have already told you. So this is the functionality of the whole process. Let me explain it for the one more time, because it is very important. Category is nothing but whether it belongs to men or women or newborn babies or for senior citizens. This is the main category. And product is nothing but the available products that are available. Say for example, books, for example, apparels, cloths, saris for women, and for newborn babies, there are many cloths that are available. Johnson and Johnson, all those things is available as a product. And then seller is the one who sells the product. And how do customer reaches this product? It is only through making an order. The order table or the order copy of that particular product will have the product name, product ID, how many quantity, what is the total amount. So all those things, including the discount, will come with the order. So the customer will reach to the product by making an order, and the customer is the wish list is nothing but based on his likes, his favorites. He can choose it now, but after he gets money he can make a purchase later, so that is called as favorites or wish list. And soon after he make a payment through the mode of payment of credit card or debit card or cash on delivery or through gift vouchers. So soon after that the product will reach the customer through the shipment. Shipment is final delivery. It will come through courier as a parcel to the customer's residence. So hope this is very clear to you, and this is very important. And as you see, online we are doing so on, there are many possibilities of a scam or fraud. Scam is nothing but fraudness. Like there are lot of types of online scams. This case study is one of the online shopping scam that is related with websites like OLX, Quicker, etc. So normally what this OLX and Quicker will do is, there is a fixed price for a product. For example, mobile phone. A mobile phone which is available in the market is the MRP price is 20,000. If you want to buy it in 50% discount, there are many people, scammers who are available. They will give you lot of discounts. They will try to trap you. They will ask you for initial payment like 10,000 today, 20,000 tomorrow, and third day you will get the product. And ultimately when you do this first step and second step of paying 10,000 every day, finally on the third day that person will disappear. They will contact you through WhatsApp, through online medium, through internet. They will call and talk to you, tell you more details on product, payment and delivery. They will ask your details such as address, phone number, etc. Please do not give any of your credentials of your name, your address, your phone number, your Aadhaar card number, your PIN number of your credit card or debit card. Please do not give. If you give it, then you become a prey of this scam. So be alert, stay safe away from this scammers. They will ask you to tell them OTP sent to your mobile. OTP is nothing but one time password. So please do not give. No secret codes or security codes are to be shared with an unauthorized person, because you do not know who that person is, whether that person exists or not, whether he is a trustworthy person or not. So all these things you have to take care, because you are dealing with money. The money is your father's money, your mother's money and your parents' money. So they have put their blood and sweat into making those. So please do not attempt any of the scam sites, and be very careful when you are dealing with online transaction. Take the help of your parents, very important. Take the help of your parents when you are making an online purchase. So ask your parent whether this site is a trustworthy site or not, and then you can go for it. So kindly take the advice of your parents, my humble request. And here, as you can see, the scammer is not showing his face. He is now trying to trap you, asking you a password, asking you for OTP. As I have clearly given you the scam here, the crossword, fraud, scam. It is a danger, and he is a thief, theft. So be very careful with these strangers. So once your money is lost, it is very difficult to get it back. Again, you have to go and complain to many police authorities or so on and so forth. So be very safe when you handle things, especially with money, like online transaction of credit card or debit card. Do not take any risk. Take the help of your parents. This is my humble request. I hope you will understand that this gets registered in your mind throughout your life. We have come to the end of this session, children. Hope this session is interesting to you, and I shall meet you in next class. Thank you.